is Jazz.
And Piolo.
And we are going to talk about...
Well, people call me sometimes kuripot, but I prefer to be called environmentally pragmatic.
Today, we have a very special kind of episode, one wherein we get to interview someone who can give us a unique take on how we can do our part in saving the environment. Robi Domingo is a celebrity host from ABS-CBN who currently appears on the show Game Ka Na Ba, which airs on Kumu and Jeepney TV. He's also a WWF ambassador who uses his platform to talk about saving Mother Earth in ways such as his personal advocacy of environmental pragmatism. But what does that even mean? Well, here's his explanation.
What is environmental pragmatism?
Well, okay. Being pragmatic is basically being practical. And that's me. Sometimes people call me thrifty or in Tagalog, kuripot. It has a negative connotation, meaning that guy, that person that doesn't want to spend on people, on things, because he is trying to save up for something or he just don't want to spend at all. Being practical is, or can also be equated to being environmental because the idea is to save. Being pragmatic is being ideally saving up so that you won't just save up your budget, your financials, but in the process, save up resources coming from the environment.
Being environmentally pragmatic is being practical about your money, how you spend it, and how you save it. Keeping in mind that whatever you consume is being taken out of our environment. In simpler terms, being environmentally pragmatic is being cheap. And not just for the sake of saving money, but for the sake of saving our planet's resources.
As simple as knowing what you can consume is a big factor already. And taking advantage of the tech stuff that we have right now, like avoiding the use of paper, much electricity. Yes, those can save your budget. But more than that, in the bigger picture, it can save Mother Earth.
The less we use now, the more we get to use in the future. And we're not just saving stuff for our future, but also for the future generations as well.
The less we use, the more we get in the future. Not just saving up for ourselves, but saving the world in the longer run.
Basically, by being kuripot or by being, cheap, we are actually, in a way, saving the environment.
Oh yeah, I like what you said. By being cheap, we restore the richness of the earth.
Nice, yeah.
Every time we consume something, we also consume a part of our planet. Because everything that we buy has been made from something that we needed to extract from Mother Earth. So the less we consume, the more of Mother Earth's resources can be saved for future generations to be used instead. But I'm curious, what made Robi decide to go through this lifestyle change? For someone who could probably afford everything he wanted to buy in life, I'm curious what made him come to the realization that we need to be conscious about what we spend on and become an environmentally pragmatic consumer.
What made you think about that?
I got inspired with the things that I have done back in 2017 and 18. I had a show called Lakwachero, which was aired in ABS-CBN. And basically, we traveled, different parts of the Philippines, and I got really inspired with the people in Mount Apo and Malapascua. I met some people who are so simple with their lifestyle, and I asked them, "Kaya nyo ba yung buhay dito? Can you survive this one?" I come from a very privileged place. I thought I got all the resources I need. But they said, bakit ka pa maghahanap ng ibang resources? Ito na yung mga kailangan natin. Ang kailangan lang natin ay protektahan ito. And I was struck with what these people said. When I got down from the mountain and when I got back in Manila, I just thought, do I really need these stuff? And yeah, we are progressing in terms of technology, of everything that we have done. But how long can we sustain this one? So in my head, the words sustainability and up to when can we use these resources That's stuck in my head.
It starts with a change of mindset. As a living being dependent on Mother Earth for survival, you need to start asking yourself, until when? Until when can we keep exploiting resources? Until when? Till it all runs out. And when you come to terms with this reality, that it may be soon, then you're gonna want to take a look at how you live on this planet.
In my household naman, I got parents who are really kuripot. So
Same.
yeah, same. So maybe that's where I got my values from, thankfully. I'm not that radical to the point na I would tell people, hey, you should stop doing this. Don't use paper at all. Don't eat meat. I mean, we have to live. That's our lifestyle naman. What I'm trying to point out is just know what you can consume. Don't be greedy. Don't be selfish. It's not just being selfish in the present right now. Okay? If you don't think about our resources, hindi mo siya pinagdadamot sa ibang tao ngayon eh. Pinagdadamot mo sa ibang generations as well. And I firmly believe in the ripple effect. What you do right now can highly affect, and it will have a certain effect in the future.
So if you want to do your part and save the environment the way that Robbie is by becoming environmentally pragmatic, well, here's how you can begin.
One thing that you can think about is where you get your food from. And I would highly suggest, everyone to go local. Kasi one problem, it sounds, very, very far-fetched, but it has this certain effect in the in the world, of course. Carbon footprint na ang dami pinagdadaanan, gets transported from that place to this place. So parang yun pa lang, may mga emissions na agad. Number 2, it's the era of plantitos and plantitas, and I urge everyone to, plant something that can be sustainable, and also you can source your food there as well. Like for example, because of my dad and my brother, they have a Domingo garden out there. And I tried to cost account it. Yung mga kumquats, calamansi. It's really cheaper when you source it from your backyard. Yung mga mint, ganyan. It would, in the long run, it would really cost you less. So I think I have found the perfect advocacy for my family as well. If you go cheap, just like what you said, when you save up, you save the world.
What can you say to people naman who, they say, I just don't have the time to be environmentally conscious, or I don't have the time to bring my own utensils to work, to pack my own baon, or, to plant my own trees. What can you say to those people who are like, I want to do my part, but I just have so many excuses?
When you have these excuses, it just means your brain is blocked to absorbing and accepting the reality right now. We got lots of studies which would scare people. Like, for example, they said in the next 20 years, the Philippines might lose the capacity to produce tuna already. So, those certain studies would really change your mind about how you live your life right now. For those people who don't have time to go green, really? as basic as bringing your own food, your utensils, sourcing from local shops, promoting, promote local.
Again, every time you consume something, you take something from Mother Earth. So make sure that you consume only what you really need to. And as much as possible, consume in ways that have the least negative impact on the planet.
I'm a guy who hates straws. I don't like them. So really, even those reusable straws, if you think about it, those reusable utensils, the restaurant industry should do something about it. Like, they can lessen the prices of your food like a coffee place does. Your cost goes lower because of your tumbler.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I want all restaurants to do. So that they would encourage people to bring your own utensils, not just for health and safety reasons right now, but also to save up for their costing. You see, these are related eh. When restaurants don't buy utensils anymore, they save up.
Yeah.
When people bring their utensils, they're practically saving the earth as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi you just need one spoon, one fork, and that's it.
Did you catch that? When you choose to skip the straw or the plastic utensils, restaurants need to spend less on buying it, and therefore, the planet gets harmed less as well.
Being green doesn't necessarily mean just planting trees. We have to do our part. We don't have to stick with that certain idea only.
Yeah.
Being green can also take in other forms, such as just being simple and just thinking about other people as well. If people know the reality right now, the current situation of our home, it's really high time to fix not just the roof, but the way we live.
Yeah.
This is our reality. COVID-19 may not be the last pandemic, and Typhoon Ulysses may not be the last catastrophic typhoon. Studies are telling us that in the next couple of years, we could lose so much of our resources, even our species. You know, going green is as simple as being careful with how much you consume, choosing to go local, and getting into gardening, and other ways that you can lessen your carbon footprint. There are so many simple ways you can start.
Be cheap. Be cheap right now. Now is the perfect time to save up. And save up for the future, with the future.
You know, what makes Robi's advocacy so interesting is that he's given us an example of how we can save the environment just through being environmentally cheap, or in his own words, environmentally pragmatic. Don't forget that saving these resources for the future doesn't just mean saving it for the future of humanity, but also saving it for our animals now and in the future to survive on, especially those who are racing against extinction. Because remember, every piece of wildlife matters.